Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another Sunday night showdown for the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, the Truck Series is heading to Indianapolis, Indiana to take on the historic track of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Last week at Darlington, we saw a first-time winner for the season in Tuck. Tonight is the final race of the regular season. Two drivers are separated by just 1 point in a battle for that final playoff spot. Points tonight matter more than ever before. Which of those two drivers will have what it takes to get themselves into the playoffs? At the beginning of this season, we said this was going to be the greatest season ever in NEXXTCAR history, and these drivers are proving it all to be true. It's time to go racing one last time in the regular season here at the Brickyard. There's no other track on the schedule like it, and there's no other league out there like this one. This is the NEXXTCAR Racing League.
Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.
Major contact, Nick saves it. They're going to make it 3 wide. Tennessee, 3 wide. Romo making it 4 wide. 4 wide here at Bristol, Sean. I never thought we would ever see that. I never thought we would ever say that here at Bristol. But they were 4 wide through 1 and 2 that last time.
This is how legends are made. I got that lightning inside me. Oh, just you watch.
Evo, does he use the bumper? Trying to prevent someone from getting those extra 2 bonus points, but here comes Zach. Zach trying to make a run. Here comes Evo. He's going to drive it underneath Nick. Nick trying to block him. Evo, payback from stage 1. Evo's going to clear him coming off the floor. Evo's going to get the win. Nick second, and Zach claiming third.
Oh, here we go through 3 and 4 for the final time. It is going to be an absolute dogfight for the win here at Michigan. 3 and 4 for the final time, and the leader's wreck. The leader's wreck. Nick Trudeau pulls away out front. He is going to get his first NEXXTCAR Cup win here in Michigan.
This is how legends are made.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the final race of the NEXXTCAR regular season. And like all season long, we're joined up here in the booth with Dale. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, honestly. I'm just chilling out, relaxing, waiting for this race to start.
Absolutely, man. I have a feeling we are in for one heck of a show here tonight. You know, when this season started, it was coined that this was going to be the best NEXXTCAR season ever. And I'll tell you what, these drivers have performed up to those standards.
Yeah, the battling, even throughout the whole season, I didn't get to see all of it, considering I did race in the first part of the season, but the battling in general, from what I experienced on the track and what I've seen up here, has been truly, honestly, astonishing to either take part in or to watch in general. These drivers are giving them their all, and there hasn't been much of a dominance with just one driver. It's been the wins, at least, in how the races are ran. They've been kind of, spread out between a few drivers, which kind of, in my opinion, calls for a better season than if one driver were to dominate.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And the thing that really shows that there hasn't been that much of a dominating truck are the standings. I mean, the top 2 drivers are only separated by 20 points. And then for that playoff cutoff line, right now, as the standings are, James Snow in that 22 truck is making it in. But just 1 point below him, 1 point below that cutoff line, is Jason. 1 point separates him in that 23 truck from making the playoffs. So these drivers, like you said, have left it all on the track this season.
Yeah, I mean, those definitely aren't just the only places where the battling is very tight. I mean, just about almost everywhere you look, one driver is battling with another driver for a position in the playoffs, or at least, battling for a position. So not only is it maybe even tight up front or even out back, but it's also tight in the middle. And honestly, it really does create for a lot of excitement, at least when you're watching it.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got Tuck and Gordon sitting right now in 8th and 9th in the standings. They're tied at 340 points. Then just 4 points above them in 7th is Topster, and he's got 344 points. So those guys, like you said, you got that big battle for the regular season championship, and then you got the big battle for that final playoff spot. But those guys in the middle have not been leaving it out there either. I mean, those guys are battling neck and neck, and that's for 7th. So all these guys have come out here with everything they have had to offer this season, and they have put on one hell of a show all season long. But let's go ahead and get some of these guys in here. We're going to do a never-before 4-driver pre-race interview with 4 drivers here. Let's get it started here. Let's get Discord up and working here, and let's get it going. All right, Gordon, you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
All right, man. What a season you have had so far. You find yourself in a great position to make the playoffs. How does that affect you tonight here at Indy in the final race of the regular season to kind of help give yourself some momentum build up going into the playoffs?
Just go out and win the race. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going records, checkers or wreckers.
Well, it seems like you got a pretty simple game plan there, buddy. How do you feel about tonight?
Indianapolis ain't my strong track, so I'm just going to take it easy in the first couple stages and then go for broke on the third stage.
Absolutely, man. Well, best of luck to you, and who knows, we might be talking to you at the end of this thing from Victory Lane. We've never had the trucks here, so we're in for a show just like you guys.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yes, sir, and let's go ahead and get our winner from last week. Tuck, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going, Ronnie?
I'm doing good, brother. Kind of the same question for you. Last week, getting your first win of the season at the ever so challenging Darlington. How does that build up momentum for you here heading into Indy? Like I just said, we have never seen the Truck Series at this track. So how did that kind of build up some momentum coming into a track that we just don't know really what to expect?
It was a nice little boost for the playoffs to get a win last week. Try to build off that momentum. Indianapolis, I think it's going to be really touchy. Get into one and turn 1 and turn 3 are going to be the big hits that people are going to probably struggle with. So we'll just take it by year and see how it plays out, and hopefully we're at the end.
Absolutely. Right now, you find yourself sitting with 340 points. We were just talking to the man that you are actually tied with in the standings. That is Gordon. You're 8th. He's sitting 9th. How are you going to have to get it done and beat him tonight? All right. Apparently, Discord shit itself there. But you are tied currently with... yeah, I don't know what happened there. But you are currently tied with 340 points with the man we were just talking to, Gordon. What is it going to take for you tonight to make sure you finish ahead of him and get those more playoff points heading into the playoffs?
I think just going to come down to strategy. I feel like this might be a fuel race, but right now just try to get as many stage points as I can, and hopefully we're there for the win at the end.
Absolutely, man. We don't know what we're going to see out here tonight, and who knows, we might be talking to you for the victory lane at the end of this thing.
Yeah, we'll see. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And now, let's move on to the 2 guys who are battling for the regular season championship. That is Pierce Posse and Tennessee Titan. Let's start it off with the man who is running second right now in the standings, just 20 points behind Tennessee. That is Pierce. What's going on, my man?
How's it going?
Oh, I can't complain. I am ready to see you and Tennessee take battle here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Like I've said to the last 2 guys, this is a track we don't know what to expect. How does that affect your game plan going into tonight to try to make sure you finish ahead of Tennessee and get that regular season championship?
Honestly, the good thing for me is
being 20 points approximately behind, I really don't have nothing to lose. So we're gonna go for it and see what we can bring out of it, because I'm plenty ahead of the guy in third, so I don't have to worry about falling back to third and being as far behind the leaders. I really don't. I guess mathematically I have a chance. I have a chance, but realistically I don't. So we're just gonna go for the win. We're not too worried. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go for the stage points too, but at the end of the day, the points aren't the end of the world for me tonight.
Absolutely. No, like you said, you have a big gap. You have exactly 100 points back to the guy in third, which is D-Blood, one of the top rookies in this league. So, yeah, kind of like Gordon said, is it kind of like a checkers and wreckers race for you tonight?
In a sense, yes, but because, like I said, nobody knows, like you kind of touched on, we haven't been to Indy, so we don't know what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, like I said, I have a lot to gain and nothing to lose. So we're just gonna go for it, see what happens.
Absolutely. And one last question for you. You don't have any wins this season so far. One last question for you. You don't have any wins so far this season. What's it going to take to find yourself into victory lane to get that first win and build up some momentum for the playoffs?
Yeah, going by last week, the confidence factor, I think King Henry's going to be the guy to beat. So if we can find a way to match him, I think we'll have a pretty good shot at winning. But then again, we've been in position to win a lot of races this year and just haven't been able to quite close the deal due to unfortunate events occurring at the end to us. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. We'll see what happens. This is going to be probably one of the best races we have seen, but good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you. Enjoy the broadcast.
Oh, I sure will. You guys have put on one hell of a show this entire season, and let's talk to the man who finds himself leading the pack of this season, Tennessee Titan. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, Ronnie. How about yourself?
Cannot complain one bit. Ready to get this race started and see something we have never seen before in NEXXTCAR, and that is this truck series heading to this track. What are your thoughts heading into tonight, a track that is just full of the unknown?
That's exactly that. It's full of the unknown. So don't really have much going into tonight. We've never really ran here. I've never ran this track in a truck. So, I mean, my one objective is try to stay close to that 2-car. Don't let him win this race, and we should be okay for the championship. Should be a good one. I mean, I'm excited to see how the battle for the playoff goes, how aggressive some guys are, because this is their last chance to get in, and how cautious some other guys might be that might not be necessarily racing for much. So should be an exciting one. Hopefully I don't speed on pit road. I've literally practiced going on pit road twice and sped both times, so watch out for that. But it should be a little fun battle, and we should kick off the playoffs with a bang here. Try to get a little appetizer before the playoffs start.
Absolutely. You come into this race tonight sitting tied with King Henry for the most wins this season, 2 apiece. What's it going to take for you tonight to get that third one and lead this field heading into the playoffs?
Well, that just shows you how competitive NEXXTCAR is. I mean, I'm the points leader. I only have 2 wins. King has 2 wins. Pierce doesn't even have one yet, and he's been up front all season long. Mm-hmm. So that just magnifies how hard it is for you to win one of these things. I just got to make sure I stay out of trouble, keep the truck clean, and work my way up to the front. Hopefully we start up front for once, but not had the best qualifying runs lately. But it's going to take a little luck, as always with me, but I think we got enough skill that we could get it done just off of speed.
Absolutely, man. Well, best of luck to you, and I look forward to watching this battle between you and Pierce all night long and to see who can get it done at the end.
Thanks, Ronnie. As always, it was a pleasure. See you next. Hopefully, see you after the race.
Yes, sir. Good luck. All right, Dale. Well, there were 4. I'm so used to only interviewing 2 guys, but there are 4 drivers there. 2 of them kind of with that wreckers or checkers mentality. Gordon and then Pierce, who, like he said, he has absolutely nothing to lose tonight. 20 points behind Tennessee, 100 points above the guy in third in D-Blood. So what are your big things you're going to be looking for here tonight?
I guess I will actually be watching for those two drivers because it seems like they might be a little aggressive, maybe more aggressive than we're used to. We don't know. Gordon obviously being tied with Tuck and 4 spots behind Hofster is most definitely something to watch as well, since, one of the guys with the checkers or records type of attitude. Also, keeping an eye on that, the season championship. Obviously, it's not even just the fact of Pierce saying his checkers or records type mentality. It's the fact that last race of the season, it's the season championship. It's on the line here. 10 has a comfortable lead, but he can't get too weary because even though Pierce is down by 22 points, it's still possible. It's still possible to beat him. Other than that, I guess, the battle between J Black and Old School, those guys are separated by 2 points, as well as Hopster. You can't honestly just include Old School and J Black with the other 3. They are very close in points. And other than that, there's not much else to it, as I don't know if Jason is going to be making the race.
He is
James
not.
Snow is going to. Yeah, so we basically have our set 12 drivers for the playoffs there, so there isn't much to lose as when it comes to the drivers here. But, the last thing I'm looking out for to see is, how drivers are going to race, who's fast, who's not. As mentioned before, track we never went to, anything can honestly happen.
Right, absolutely. And one driver I do want to point out is Moore, making his return to NEXXTCAR. You see him down there in the 14th position. Mathematically, he still has a shot. Yes, he would have to win the race, and he would have to grab every stage point out there. He would have to win both stages and the race. I talked it over with Tennessee prior to this race. Moore still has a chance somehow. So that's going to be a driver we're also going to be keeping an eye on. Right now he's still 50-some points behind. 55 points behind. So the man still has a chance. It's a long shot, but he still finds himself with a chance.
I'm looking at it right now. I feel like it's not as much of a chance as you're thinking of, because I'm pretty sure max points is 60 points. And with James Snow making the race, he's guaranteed points, and that's just, I'm pretty sure, seals the deal right there.
Right, but then you got the extra 10 playoff points if you were to win the stages. So that's where all that comes in.
Extra 10 playoff points.
Yep. So, that's how he still has a chance. Like I said, it's a long shot, but it's still a possibility. But let's go ahead and let's see your 17 drivers that are heading to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to take on 90 laps around the Brickyard, a track that we have never seen on the NEXXTCAR schedule. This is going to be an interesting one. These drivers are going to have their hands full, so let's meet them who are heading to try to get it done.
Taking battle stations, I ain't on vacation. I'm just glowing up, living out aspirations. I beat the expectations and change the generations. And I'm still jumping fences, and you're just imitations. They're all in second places, but I don't live for praises. I play this life like a game, live on the stages. Let me paraphrase then do a couple pages. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Let me introduce you to a brand new thing.
These guys are getting ready to run out there for their qualifying lap. So let's go ahead and see your track information here for tonight. It is a 2.5 mile track with 9.2 degrees of banking, so a relatively flat track around here. 90 laps tonight, 27 laps in stages 1 and 2, 36 in stage 3. Pit speed limit is 40 mile an hour, and that pit window is 15 to 17 laps. So these guys have to make one pit stop in stages 1 and 2, and then they're going to have to try to be a little conservative to try to, they're going to have to make 2 pit stops in stage 3, but they're going to have to be conservative if they're going to do a splash and go on that final pit stop in stage 3. So a little bit of fuel strategy coming into play here, Dale, and that is something we have seen basically all season long, and we have seen some of these guys that just thrive in these fuel strategy races. Gordon, he's one of the good ones. G-Pre in the Cup Series, he got it done in the Truck Series down here subbing twice. He won fuel mileage races. So these guys, if they weren't good fuel mileage savers prior to this season, well, they are now.
Oh, yeah, and like you said, Gordon, his win at Atlanta came off of fuel strategy. He didn't have the greatest truck, but he had the best strategy, which led him to a race. And like you said, G-Pre, obviously, I don't think it's arguable. I've only ran a few races in Cup, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that G-Pre is the best fuel saver in all of NEXXTCAR, for sure. Like, those guys are pretty good. I feel like there are other drivers as well who can be decent at it, but I don't know if they're anywhere near the level of them. But, yeah, I just want to point out there are 11 people qualifying, and I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be 10. So one person actually ended up showing up.
Probably one more James. I don't think James put his name on the sign-up sheet.
Oh, true. Yeah, I forgot about that. But either way, though, yeah, those guys. I mean, Gordon's gonna be one to watch for sure. G-Pre obviously isn't racing, but Gordon for sure be the one to watch. Even though he has to check his records attitude, he can still pull off some type of strategy race and steal the win. I mean, other than that, though, I don't know what I'm honestly saying. just take it away.
All right, so what we do know is it is a fuel strategy race. It's going to be interesting to see how much these drivers can save to make it a splash and go on that final pit stop. But let's go ahead and let's check your keys to victory here tonight. You're going to have to watch out for that wall. I practiced with some of these guys earlier on in this week, and that was huge. They were hitting that wall on the entrance into the turns where it sticks out with the safer barrier, and they were hitting it on the exit. And the problem when you're hitting it on the exit, Dale, is it is an angled wall, so it really throws your truck around when you do make contact with it.
Oh, yeah. I've seen people do it a few times. It's not necessarily pretty, nor is this something you want to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know why anyone would want to spin out, but yeah, it's something you want to avoid. It's not the easiest to avoid either, but if you get your lines down, it won't present much of a challenge to the people who do.
For sure, absolutely. You're going to want to stay away from the wall, but you don't want to get too low, because my key to victory number 2 is you've got to watch out for those inside curves. You get up on those curves, them things are just as slick as getting on an apron at a regular super speedway or motor speedway. You will spin out if you get too much on those curves, so you don't want to get too high to where you're up into the wall, and you don't want to get too low to where you're spinning it off those curbs.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because this track isn't necessarily the most narrow. I mean, it's somewhat narrow, but it isn't necessarily the most narrow. But yeah, it definitely can make your car spin out too. I've been a victim of that. I'm sure a lot of us have as well. But yeah, it's not fun. But like I said, you hit your lines, you'll be fine. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to judge it because you're going so fast on the straightaways, and then you have to slow down a decent amount, and it might be kind of hard to judge it sometimes. But yeah, it's difficult to navigate. Once you're on it, chances are you're probably going to spin out.
Absolutely, and what you said is leading me right into my third key. You said you're going to have a lot of speed down these long straightaways. Well, you got to be careful with the draft. You're going to get off those straightaways. If you get too much draft too close to the entrance into these turns, it will push you up the track, and you will make contact with that outside wall. So yeah, you want the draft, but you've got to be careful with it to not use it too much to where you end up hurting yourself getting into these turns, because these are long sweeping turns.
Oh yeah, not only are they long sweeping turns, but like you said before about the track facts, the turns aren't more than 10 degrees, so that means you got to slow down even more. You can't carry as much speed into the corners, so you're more likely going to drift up the track if you don't slow down enough for it. So, I mean, yeah, these turns are not the easiest. Once you get them down, they get a little easier, but like I said, they're definitely not the easiest.
No, they are not one bit. And like I said when we were interviewing our pre-race drivers, this is a race full of the unknown. So this is the first time these trucks will ever hit the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the NEXXTCAR Racing League in any of these schedules. So this is something that we're going to keep an eye on, and I have no doubt that these drivers can handle the task and put on one heck of a show like they have all season long.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it before. They've done it before, even like having clean racing. They've done it before when we thought that there might be a little more cautions, a little more wrecks. They've proved us that they can be very clean. And even though this is a track that no one has been to in this league, or this league has never gone to before, I should say, it's still, like, we might expect some unexpected stuff. We might expect a little more wrecks as a result. But, I mean, at the same time, these drivers might keep it clean, but race very hard as they've done all season long.
Absolutely. Sorry about that. I was getting some late race information. So Nick, that is True Racer 9, is not able to make the race tonight. And one of the guys we were talking about just minutes ago, Dale, G Pre, is coming down to sub form. This is a fuel race that fits in perfectly with G's racing mentality.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only that, but Gordon, G, they work together. So, I mean, like, this is gonna be interesting. I feel like they might work together when it comes to this stuff as well. And if it does come down to fuel strategy, it might come down to them too. It can most definitely come down to them too.
Oh, absolutely. And I have no doubt that it is not going to. Like we said, you're going to have to save a little bit to where you can do the splash and go on that final stop. And there's no one better than G and Gordon. So it's going to be interesting to see those two go to battle and who can save the most amount of fuel. But while these guys are getting everything sorted, we are going to step away here for a quick break. We'll be right back here to bring you the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 90 laps around this track. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, let's get it, Dale. First time, 90 laps here at the NEXXTCAR, for the NEXXTCAR Racing League here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Who is your man to watch tonight? Who you think is going to get it done here for the first time ever in this league?
Man, honestly, something really pretty much tells me that this might end up being a field saving run, so I'm honestly going to have my eye on G-Pre for this. Not the fastest, but you know what? We said it before. The best at field saving in this league, so I mean, why not?
Absolutely, and I'm going to go with his arch enemy of fuel racing. That is Gordon. Let's get it started. Green flag is in the air here for the first time at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Pierce Posse battling Tennessee Titan for that regular season championship. Started second with Tennessee behind him in fourth. But how about Jay Black in that 20, Dale, getting third in qualifying?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, wow, this ought to be interesting. I was going to say, I don't think I said it, that a person who's usually not up in front could most definitely make a surprise and be up front there in this race, especially with it being draft heavy. So seeing him up in third doesn't completely surprise me, if I'm being honest.
Not at all, and he was one of the ones that I actually practiced with earlier on this week, him and Buckstopper, and they were both very quick, especially Jay Black. You know, he was keeping pace with me. He was up there with me, and we had one heck of a battle, and he is showing that he is carrying that same speed here into this race with that big draft down this front stretch.
Yeah, that 2-wide battle, though.
Oh,
2-wide for the pack.
Push him up.
Ooh, I think it's just how he kind of got into the corner. I don't think that was necessarily on purpose, but it doesn't affect him, and he's still 2-wide for the lead.
Absolutely, and look at this. Already a 6-car breakaway, side by side, 2 by 2, all the way down this backstretch. 6-truck breakaway here heading into turn number 3, and Tuck making it 3 wide through turn number 3. And the 51's going to follow.
Yeah, the lap before in turn 3 coming out the corner, I'm pretty sure Gordon hit the wall, which kind of separated the trucks a little bit, but yeah. Oh, that's weird. Camera just changed on me. But yeah, this pack, I don't expect anybody to break away from it. Well, I don't expect anyone to have like a single truck breakaway, but it does seem like the 6-truck pack might be splitting off into a 3-truck pack here,
it is.
or 2 of them.
Yeah, they have split off into basically 2 3-truck packs here, as we got Jay Black stuck in the middle there in that second pack. He has got the 51 of Topster right behind him, but Tennessee is starting to pull away from those guys a little bit, so he's kind of like the man in no man's land right now.
Yeah, but he might be able to get the draft. I mean, the 2 behind King Henry are going to have to...
Oh, the 52 hit the apron! We mentioned that was going to be huge for these guys tonight, and we are seeing it early.
Oh, Gordon's, I think, around as well. Yeah, Gordon went around. That's a caution.
Caution is
in-game
out.
In-game caution, man. Well, that didn't take long for that to happen.
No, it did not. We talked about it in pre-race. That was key number 2. You got to stay off those rumble strips, and they are not staying off them, and the rumble strips strike early. I believe we have replay. We do. Coming through turn 3, everything was good, but then coming off of 4, and Tennessee barely missing the 52 as he goes around and into the outside wall. But mayhem strikes early here at Indy. You know, and like we talked about, you can't go too high because you're going to hit the wall. You can't go too low. Well, he found just how low you can go.
Yeah, hopefully that will work out. Boy.
James took 2 tires only.
Yeah, this ought to be interesting. And Pierce also gained the spot from King Henry, so he might honestly be in the best spot for this.
King Henry making it 3 wide on the restart.
Is this gonna work out? It could.
It could.
James knows holding his own. 3 wide again. This is gonna be very interesting. Let's see.
He's gonna slip up a little bit and open up that door for Tennessee. He's into the wall though. Oh, Jay Black trying to miss him in mayhem. 51 back around. No, he's going to save it on the apron. A huge save by Tuck there. I don't know if you saw that, but my God.
I I was focused on the 3 up front. I'll be honest, I did not get to see it. I just kind of saw the aftermath of it, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, Jay Black got the worst of it. He fell from 4th to last.
Yeah. At least I'm pretty sure you're still with the guys. Yeah,
oh,
he's
yeah,
still
he is.
with them,
Absolutely.
so it's not that bad.
Oh, he's gonna.
But he's obviously.
He's gonna make it 3 wide. Nope.
No. Who's this other green car? Exactly?
That is
I don't even know who this is.
Buckstopper.
Oh yeah, Buckstopper, obviously his usual scheme. Now he's making it 3 wide, but oh yeah, they're making it 3 wide with. If I'm not mistaken, isn't
more into the wall.
I was gonna say they're making it 3 wide with. I'm pretty sure your old color commentator in Moore. Am I correct?
Yeah, he was a season 1 and season 2 commentator up here in the booth for NEXXTCAR. Man, that was a long time ago too. Yeah, we started the booth broadcast about halfway through season 1. So, or no, I'm sorry, that was season 2. I apologize. Season 2, we started the booth broadcast, and then he was up there for that, and then season 3, and then Sean T came up here for season 4, and then I left, and now we are back here for season 6. So.
Yep.
But,
meanwhile, we have a pass for the lead. 16 pass to 2. Get the lead back.
Yeah, but look who has rebounded, or I guess he hasn't really rebounded, but Topester's finding himself up there in 3rd right now. The big push from Tennessee.
That is Tuck. Not
What
Topester.
the hell is it? Oh, Topester's in the 51, isn't he? You idiot.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. I'm sure Topester would love to be 3rd, but right now he's in 7th. Trying to see if he can bring whoever the red car is, I don't even know the red and white car, and Gordon to join. I'll be 11 of old school to try to join the Ford truck back, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to work out.
Yeah, no, these guys are definitely getting racy up here in
Gordon.
the front.
Ooh, Gordon hit the wall. Oh, Gordon's around.
Yeah, he is. The one truck is around coming out of turn number 1.
Yeah.
Did anyone spin with him? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I saw Gordon hit the wall in turn 1. That most definitely has something to do with it, but yeah. That's all I really much know.
But Tuck has moved up to 2nd, getting past Pierce.
Yeah, he did it kind of quickly, too, so I don't think they'll be losing the draft or anything like that, so I think everything will be fine.
Oh, save it!
Ooh,
Big save off of 4.
Yeah, ERC King Henry trying to break up the draft here. I don't think it's going to pretty much work because he's getting pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not going to work.
Ooh,
well,
Pierce really gonna shove him in there.
That might have been accidental.
Yeah, no, it wasn't on purpose. Not at all.
Yeah.
I think it was just a matter of the draft, you know. Not only does it affect you if you got too much draft behind the guy, but if you're in front as well and you're getting pushed, you can easily get pushed up the track.
Yeah. It does not really much help, especially if the person behind you does not break in time, or even like what the twos did right there. He had too much speed going into the corner, so he had to go high, and that's going to cost him a spot. But not only it cost him a spot, but that's going to allow King Henry to pull away even further. I don't know what's happening here, but this quote-unquote 3-truck pack is not necessarily all that organized.
Not at all. I was just about to say that is King Henry is really starting to pull away from these guys as we see more coming off of pit road, making his green flag pit stop. But yeah, they're definitely losing a lot of ground to that 16 truck.
Oh, old school! Oh, wait, what?
Old school looks good on my screen.
No, my bad. Buckstopper. I don't know why old school is green. It was Buckstopper. That's my bad. But Buckstopper on my screen, he hit the beginning of the inside wall, but I think he just hit it. But he slowed down a lot. He was right near Gordon. And I don't know if he got loose coming off of turn 4, but he nearly smacked it at the worst place. As a result, he's lost a bunch of time, and yeah, it's unfortunate, honestly.
Right, and how about G. Pre running in 7th right now in that 3 Chevy Silverado, filling in for Nick, our Season 1 and Season 2 champion. Well, G. Pre is, we know he's good at saving fuel. It's going to be interesting. It's not a fuel race here in stages 1 and 2, But we'll see him probably running a little off the pace here in stage number 3. But right now, he's having a solid race. He did start last as he did not make qualifying. So he has moved his way from 12th to 7th. So a decent start there for that number 3 truck.
Yeah, and to add on for the fuel saving part for stations 1 and 2, they did have a caution, and I looked on Pierce's stream. There was about 25 laps to go when the caution came out. So even it takes. I mean, they could. I find it difficult. I find it being very difficult too, especially if you're not in a draft. I don't know how long GP has been in the draft for, especially since right now he's leading J Black. I'm pretty sure. So that's going to be kind of difficult. And right now, J Black is trying to pass him. I don't know if he's necessarily going to make it. I think he's still got the pit. I mean, I've been proven wrong before, so I don't know.
The pit window is 25 to 27 laps.
No, 15 to 17 laps.
Holy hell. It's 27 laps in the stage, you idiot. Oh, I'm just all out of whack tonight.
Yeah, no, you're not the only one. Let's be honest here.
But King Henry, even though these 3 drivers behind him are running bumper to bumper, he is still finding a way to pull away from these guys.
Something kind of tells me that these 3 don't exactly know how to be in a complete organized pack with each other. I feel because like I've seen whenever I've focused on them, I've seen where one driver just like has to go super wide because they carry way too much momentum in, and it just completely hurts the pack. And it's just something they have to adjust to, and they haven't adjusted to it yet. But I mean, there's plenty of racing to go, so anything can happen. But yeah, it's not looking well for them right now. As Pierce, I think, tapped the wall coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, he did, and so did J Black out back.
Yeah, he smacked it.
That rhymed. Didn't mean for it to, but J Black out back in that 20 truck.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works.
The 51 of Topster, he has had his problems here tonight, as he did go for a spin earlier on. But right now, he finds himself riding around in the top 5 in that 5th position. So a nice little rebound right now for that 51 truck, as he does have... Who is that right behind him? Old School. Old School's up here with them in the running in the 6th position. So both of those guys having a solid night here tonight.
Yeah, one person who's, I wouldn't necessarily say having a solid night, but is also struggling a little bit is Buckstopper. I've seen him a few times hitting the wall coming out the corner. I just feel like, even though I know he's not the fastest, but with him hitting the wall so many times, I feel like there's something in that truck that he's not necessarily liking right now.
Absolutely. You know, we've seen Buckstopper. He knows how to get it done. He wanted Daytona to open up this season. So he knows what it takes to get it done here. But yeah, like you said, he's kind of struggling a little bit. I practiced with him.
Ooh, G-Priest in pits.
Yeah, he is. That 3 truck coming down pit road.
Let's go. I was right about fuel strategy for once. Especially when it comes to G-Pri. But yeah, I didn't think they were going to make it. And I didn't mean to cut you off, by the way. But yeah, I felt like it was very far out, too. And I don't know if this is going to bring the guys behind them into pit road. But, like, I didn't think it happened. Also, Topster and Olsulav came up to the 3 in front of them, Pierce, Tuck, and 10. Like I said before, I just feel like that pack was never completely organized. No. And as a result, the 2-truck pack of Topster and Old School caught up to them. I mean, Topster's there, not necessarily Old School, but still.
And 10 laps to go here in stage number 1. Green flag pit stops have commenced, but we are going to step away here. You will not miss any of this action here in this 30-second break. We'll be right back here with the NEXXTCAR side by side. Don't go anywhere.
And Topster just am here.
right, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League at Indy. Once again, my name's Ron. We're joined by Dale. Let's get back to it. 6 laps to go here, I believe, in stage number 1. But Dale, something we didn't talk about is the pit road exit. These guys have got to come off of pit road. We're going to stick with Buckstopper here so these guys can see what exactly is going on. But these guys have got to use the access road coming off of pit road all the way onto the backstretch. So that is something we didn't really talk about in pre-race, but that can cause huge issues as well for a lot of these guys. If you go too fast, you're going to carry up into the grass there between the access road and the racetrack, or, you know, you got to be careful with it.
Yeah, if you go too slow, you're going to lose a lot of time. If you go too fast, you're either going to go into the grass and spin, or you're just straight up going to spin. Either way, it results in you spinning. So like you said, you have to be very careful when it comes to the access road. It's not the easiest to navigate at all, but I'm sure some of our best drivers here, even some of our, you know, average drivers or whatever you want to call it, will probably do this well. I hope they had enough practice with it.
Right, and everyone is looking really slow as they're going through the turn number 2 access road coming up on the backstretch. Like you said, you go too fast, you're spinning. You go too slow, you're spinning. So you got to find that fine line to keep yourself from spinning. But
yeah, basically.
But let's get back to the action. Green flag pit stops seem to be pretty much done. The 52 lost a ton of ground to Pierce and that 51. So I'm not sure what exactly happened, what kind of a pit strategy he is on.
He hasn't pitted. He has not pitted yet.
Oh, he hasn't? I'm sorry. I thought pit cycles were done.
No, he hasn't pitted yet. He might not have been the only one who hasn't pitted yet, but yeah, most of our leaders have pitted right now.
Okay, yeah, I definitely did not know that.
Yeah, old school, I don't think he has pitted either, because he's near Tuck, and obviously beforehand he was near Tuck anyway, so I don't think he's pitted. I think those are the last 2 drivers who have not pitted yet.
Okay, well, let's see how much further Tuck can go, and how much time is he going to lose staying out while these guys are on fresher tires. If they even took tires, I don't know. I'm not sure what the tire wear is here at this track. You know, this is a track we don't normally go to. So we didn't know a whole lot coming into this race, either us up here in the booth nor these drivers who are out there behind the steering wheel.
Yeah, I've
here comes Tuck this time.
Yeah, I did one
with old
fuel
school
run here for... Yeah, I did one fuel run here by myself for reasons, and tire wear wasn't too terrible. With how long they stayed out, as long as they kept their tires right around 20%, they might be able to just get a splash and just go. I mean, if they saved enough tire, they can potentially do it, but I don't know if they've necessarily done that or not.
Right, yeah, no, I know a lot of these guys, especially that 16 up there. He's definitely been pushing his truck as hard as he can go, I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah, Tuck's exiting now. King Henry's gonna enter the view in any moment. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, I don't think they were able to make it. So, yeah, there's a lead right there, but he might be able to stay in front of 10. There's 5 laps to go.
So they're coming to 4 laps to go. So King Henry is first. The 52 is going to keep second, but Tennessee's going to get a big run. The 52 is going to let him go there. So Tennessee will take over second from that 52 truck of Tuck.
Ooh. I just saw on Pearson Street that someone ended up spinning out, or at least getting into the grass. I don't know who it was. It might have been Old School who was exiting, because he's right in front of him. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for that.
Y'all 3 to go. So they're at 4 to go this time. Bad information that last lap. So 4 laps to go this time. King Henry, can he hold on here and get another stage win? He comes into this race with 3 stage wins so far. This would be his 4th. You know, how many races is this now in the league? 4?
Yeah. he's raced for. He's won his first 2 and then finished wherever in Darlington. But yeah,
So he's
this is his
looking
work.
to make one stage win a race basically right now. And he has got a big gap back to the guys behind him.
Yeah, Tug has fresher tires. I don't think he's gonna get to him with coming to, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to go right now. So
Correct, yep.
yeah, barring any mistakes from King Henry that cost him a lot of time, this should be King Henry's stage.
Sorry about that. Hold on, I'm getting information here from race control. You said what?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 3 laps to go. All right, so manual cautions are off. They turn off with 5 laps to go as Tennessee's extremely loose there coming off of turn 2. But, you know, we talked about how that middle or the pack wasn't looking so good, those 3 trucks, Dale. Well, even 2 trucks, they're not looking too good. So they have got to get it figured out here if they want to have any chance of beating that 16 truck who shows, even with 3 trucks lined up bumper to bumper, he has the speed to just pull away from them.
Yeah, luckily this is only the first stage, so there's time. But at the same time, this isn't something that you should necessarily be struggling with at the moment. Like I said, you have time, but I don't know. You have to figure something out. The field's gonna be restacked, so you'll have time, like I said again, to figure it out. But it's still a little concerning if someone like the 52, the 4, the 2, even the 51, maybe even 11. I would be a little concerned with that, but you just have to make adjustments either on pit road or something to help you with that.
Right, absolutely. And, you know, some of these guys, they're good at these sliders, so they will be making the right adjustments. But here they come. White flag is in the air here for King Henry in stage number 1. He is mathematically unable to make the playoffs, but that has not slowed him down at all. Winning his first 2 races here in the Truck Series, and then he finished 2nd at Darlington last week, and now he's out here looking to win stage number 1 here at Indy.
It's really honestly amazing performance so far, but hey, we are gonna restack the field. Let's see if he can even hold on to it.
Right, absolutely, and you know,
anything can happen.
Absolutely, and you know, people are going to be taking different pit strategies here, and he is not going to catch buck stoppers, so that is good for him in that 12. But here comes King Henry off of turn number 4. It's a drag race. He is not going to get the buck stopper, so buck stopper will keep him at bay. But King Henry is going to get his 4th stage win of the season. Who gets 2nd? It is going to be Tuck getting 2nd, and Tennessee Titan finishing 3rd. You know, this is kind of what, or no, I'm sorry, Pierce is up there in 2nd for the standings. For the standings, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say him and Tuck were battling for the regular season championship, but they are not. And then Pierce 4th and Topster 5th.
Yeah, I was watching their battle coming into 3, and Topster accidentally put Pierce into the wall coming out of 3. And in turn 4, I think he just let him have the position for him to have 4th. But I think with this, it might not be mathematically possible anymore. Well, I think it's still mathematically possible, but the chances of Pierce getting that regular season championship just dwindles down even further than where it already is. Granted, it was just 1 point, so he's back to 23, but if he was able to finish in front of him, that would have been really helpful for the regular season championship.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry about that. We had to get some things straightened up there with race control as the 22 has stayed out.
Oh, gosh.
The 22 did not pit. Unbelievable. This is not what you want to see if you are these guys behind him.
I expected him to fully get out the way potentially.
King Henry not going to be nice here as he's going to put a little bit of a... Oh, Tennessee's going to possibly get the worst. They keep it going straight.
I don't exactly know what the strategy is for the 20. Well, never. Well, maybe it's to hit people. I don't know. I don't understand why the 22 stayed out. That was not necessarily the smartest of moves, but as a result, that looks like the 16 to 52 might be just pulling away from this pack.
Yeah, that is exactly what Tuck needed. And, he started on the outside of that 22 truck, so he was able to just kind of go on by with no issue. But King Henry and the rest of the field, not so much. As Moore's into the wall, back down into the 22. 3 wide down the front stretch with the 00, the 22, and the 12. And where does the 1 of Gordon go? And now he is all over the back bumper of Moore heading into 1.
I honestly thought coming out of 4 or going into 4 that the 52 was going to block the 16 into the grass. It looked like it, but I guess he was clear. Nothing really much happened, but 10's right now into the mix. The 51's also got ahead of the 2 truck. It seems like the 2 truck's basically struggling right now in this.
Yeah, and that's something we're not really used to seeing a whole lot out of that 2 truck is some struggling going on. I mean, the man second in points with no wins, that is not an easy feat. That means you are one of the most consistent guys out there running in second in the standings with no wins. So we're not used to seeing that 2 truck struggling, but someone that is not struggling right now, the 16 and the 52 pulled away with everything that's going off that 22, but here comes that 4 truck of Tennessee.
Yeah, the front 2 are battling. I would honestly kind of expect to see the 51 get right up into this mix. I don't know about the 2 and 11, maybe them as well, but I mean, honestly, the 51 truck has a decent amount of speed, it seems like. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's later on in this race contending with these guys for the win as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They've kind of singled themselves out here a little bit, but with them running side by side, that would have brought a ton of guys into the mix with them. And this draft is so strong at this track that, whether you're running right on the guy's bumper or a couple of truck lengths back, you're going to get that draft with that big pull down these long straightaways. So, yeah, they play huge factors into this race, but the front 3 are all bumper to bumpers. Tennessee's actually going to try to look to the inside.
No, it's
caution!
Out. Manual caution is out. Wow, what in the heck happened here? Oh, might have been James Snow might have been involved, maybe even more. But I don't know. There's a lot of people far away. Yeah, Buckstopper, Moore, James Snow.
Buckstopper and James Snow were involved in that one.
Moore has to be as well. He's behind them.
Yeah, Moore is there as well. He is all the way in the back. One of the guys that came into this race, found himself below the cutoff line. That's actually a game caution. It wasn't a manual.
I meant to say game caution. I think I said manual. I meant to say game caution.
Well,
that's my fault.
The good luck about that is that 22 truck pitted this time. Green flag is back out here after the second caution of the night.
Yeah. Some people gained some spots. Spears gained a spot on Topster. King Henry ended up gaining the lead. Ooh, yeah, that was close. It was most definitely close.
Yeah, the 22 got in that grass a little bit, and he came up the track, but everyone was able to miss him. But King Henry finds himself side by side as the 52 got a great run out of turn number 2. Where does Tennessee go? 51's going to make it side by side.
Yeah, I was going to say, he might not have a choice but to go in the inside, but his battle for the lead is going strong.
Yeah.
Also, Old School, I think, has gone around the 2 truck as well. That's about to, with how things are looking, it's about to be another 4 truck breakaway.
3 wide down the front stretch with Tennessee on the inside. The 52 a tuck in the middle, and the 16 of King Henry. The 51, where does he go if these guys all get together? Everybody makes it through. The 16 has to really slow up.
I was hoping for him to make it 4 wide, if I'm being honest. I don't know why,
Me too. I was right there with you.
Yeah. Someone that's starting to research from this is Jay Black. He's right now in 6, right behind Pierce, and Pierce looks like to be maybe getting into that draft, which is probably going to bring him as well as Old School, G. Pre, and Gordon up to the front as well. If they can stay up front at least, but yeah, Jay Black's back up here. qualified third. We know he has some speed. Let's see what he can do.
Hashtag do it for the fans. But
Yeah,
Pierce
for the
is
fans, not for
making
Dale.
some aggressive
Or Dale.
moves back here in second. What a move to get around Tennessee and then to get back in front of the 16. I don't know if you saw that move, but what a move from the outside to the inside, back to the outside for that 2 truck. And he is making it work here. But yeah, like you said, Jay Black's starting to slowly work his way back up there. He's currently in 6th, but he is right up there with these leaders with this long draft. Especially if the leaders running side by I thought they were side by side there for a minute, but the 52's got a couple truck lengths lead. But Tennessee.
Look at 10. Oh. Might have carried a little too much speed going into the corner and had to back out a little more than he had to, but
yeah, I definitely
they're right
expected him
there.
to slide up a little.
Yeah, that was honestly kind of smart. Right now he's just living to fight another day, trying not to cost him and other people more time on the leaders. It's very smart racing, honestly. And while he doesn't get the spot, he's now still in a 4-truck pack with him 16, 2, and the 20.
Right, and I just witnessed, Dale, something I never thought I would. That 2 truck helping the 16 down that front stretch. I never thought I'd see that, but he just helped him get by Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know. But one thing that's very noticeable is that the 2 truck and the 16 truck, there's no gap between them now. I wonder if back in the first stage, when the 52 and the 4 truck were trying to catch King Henry, I wonder if the 2 truck might have been the reason why. Because I've seen him go out, overshoot the corner so many times, and I don't know. He might be the reason, like I said, though, I don't know.
Yeah,
But it seems like they're catching him right now.
Right, yeah,
So
I
maybe
think it's a very inconsistent run right now, I guess, for lack of better terms. Like you said, at some points he kind of looks a little slow, but then right there he caught right back up to that 16's bump. Someone hard!
That wall. Gordon, that's a caution, I think. That might be a manual. Well, it might be a manual caution, might be not. But he hit that inside wall hard.
Gordon smashed the inside wall. We're waiting for confirmation on a caution.
Looks like they're saying green.
We're waiting here. Race control really slow tonight.
Yeah, what's up with this? Next night here, and everything goes to crap with race control and calling cautions. Man,
We're
oh man.
still waiting. Caution. Caution is out at the line. It took him a lap and a half to get it figured out, but better late than never, I guess, Dale. But caution is out with Tuck leading the charge.
Yep, Tuck and Topster. I really do like to see Topster in second right now. Someone who, it seems like he has speed at some places, but it has a decent amount of luck that goes with it, or a decent amount of bad luck, I should say, to go with it. So he doesn't always showcase it. And obviously his engine issues have also hindered him as well. But I feel like Topster is almost like a little bit of a feel-good story when he's up in front. And yeah, I really do like to see the fact that he's being very successful in this race right now.
You know, something that's going to be really interesting, I just had a little birdie in my ear telling me, is some of these guys are extremely close to making it the rest of the way without having to pit right now. So that's going to be something to definitely keep an eye on. We're getting word that 4 truck is a lap and a half short of fuel. So obviously he's going to have to pit. But some of these guys that have been running around in the back, like G. Pre, we're getting word that he is extremely close. And Gordon, who was involved in that wreck, unfortunately, he was right on the brink of possibly making it. So a little bit of different fuel strategies here playing into stage number 2. Something I didn't really think we would expect, see here. But we are seeing it here early as the 22 is just about to spin G. Pre here, coming through turn number 3. I don't know if he doesn't realize they're under caution or what, but he was all over the back bumper. Everyone's in the grass. What is going on right now?
They are so lucky that their splitters do not get torn off here. That would be pretty cool if you go through the grass and your splitter just gets torn off and you have to fix that damage. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
But obviously we don't have damage anyways.
Right.
For obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. But even if we did, it doesn't happen in this game. But that'd be dope.
That would be. Why can't this game, how hard, this is coming from someone that just plays it, but how hard could it be to make a NASCAR game? EA did it, they had very good games for so many years. Why is it so hard for people nowadays to make good NASCAR games? I don't understand it. And then you got, the Formula One games who Codemasters is absolutely unbelievable with them. Those are some of the best games. The career mode is amazing. The 22 truck taking 2 tires. It's just unbelievable. Just like that pit strategy call by that 22 truck. But, oh, buddy, are we in for one hell of a restart, Dale?
Yeah, even to piggyback off you said, look, I've played F1 too. It is pretty good when it comes to this career. Career, the actual story mode to co-op career as well. All of this, it's pretty good. And it gets very in-depth. And I don't understand why they can't necessarily do it. I think part of it might be laziness. Part of it could be other things. But I don't know. Also, now, to switch off topic here, this is, I'm pretty sure, our first manual caution of the race.
And
so this will be the first time.
is leading it.
Yep, and this will be the first time we have... Yeah, this will be the first time we people are going to be picking their lanes with the choose cone.
Yes.
Obviously, most people have already selected. You got the 16 truck who's most likely going to try and take it 3 wide.
Oh, absolutely.
I just something tells me he might try and make it 3 wide before getting to the line, and I don't think that's necessarily something you can do unless the 22 completely screws up and about nearly wrecks the field. But other than that, I feel that could be something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
And we've seen in the Cup Series, Dale, where that 16 truck, he's a little, quote-unquote, greedy with these restarts. We saw it through Roval in the Cup Series where he took it 3 wide, basically wrecking Tobster. So he is not shy making these moves on the restart. But we're waiting. Where's the restart box? There it is.
It passed, yeah.
And they're going. Clean restart. The 16 clearly waiting after the line, so that is a good restart there. Contact!
He nearly wrecked
what
it as well.
What a save by the 22 to crossover. I will give the man credit for that.
Yeah, but I think he's kind of holding up the inside line a little bit. It's just going to allow the... Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, Pierce with a big move.
Yeah, the 22 tried to block it, and it just did not work out. But the 22 overdrove the corner again, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
my goodness.
Jay Black, save it, buddy. Everyone trying their best to get around this 22 truck on old tires. Here comes G. Pre, big block.
Oh, G. Pre's
around in the pit road after a big block by James.
Oh, G. Pre is not going to be happy. I can already tell if there is a radioactive here, it was not going to sound pretty. He just got blocked right into pit road, and he's going to have to even serve a penalty.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad, and I don't know. I don't think they're going to call a caution for that, but...
Caution is out at the line.
You know what? I was wrong, but I really do respect it because that's kind of unfair to G. Pre. There's no reason for it.
Because I've had it happen to me several times, and it's a very shitty situation,
Yeah.
But
well, really, isn't it?
The 52 and the 16 side by side coming to the line. Who is going to lead them? The 52 beating and banging. The 52 gets it.
Oh, yeah. They're not happy with each other either. We know what... Oh, let's see. I can probably answer that. There's 8 laps to go.
8 laps. Nobody should be pitting here.
Honestly,
They're
I
still
can
beating
expect-
and banging under caution.
Oh, no. Look, we saw last week, the 52, even though we thought it was netcode originally, 52 put the 16 in the wall. 16 tried to send in on him. And even when at King Henry's first race, he was not playing nice. He was bumping into everyone, including Tuck. And they were not happy at all with each other. They haven't been since he's joined the league. I'm not surprised at all that they're beating and banging like this, honestly. Again, it will be a fun radio act to make, but I don't know. I guess it could be a surprise. Maybe I'll make it. Who knows? If I can even get a VOD, but who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Something to look out for.
Right. Interesting little situation we got going on here, Dale. Some guys look like and sound like they are making their way to pit road here.
Yeah. Look, with how tires are in this game, I do feel like some people are going to. Some people are going to stay out, but I do expect people from the back at least to
He's kind
go
of on the
in.
fence. He's staying out.
Pierce stays out as well.
Pierce.
Oh, decent amount. Jay Black and I think Buckstopper stayed out as well.
So here's my question for you, Dale. With 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks staying out, and the fresh tires are going to be restarting in lane number 3, or row number 3, sorry, not lane. How easily or how quickly do you think those their 2 or 4 fresh tires, I'm assuming they're going to be taking 4, but how do you think it's going to affect them being so far back? Do you think they're going to be able to easily make their way up there and steal the stage win? Or do you think these 2 tires being there in row number 3, that it's going to kind of equal each other out here a little bit?
Ooh, I was gonna say if it weren't for the fact that 2 people or that a few people took 2 tires, then maybe it was gonna be a little quicker, especially if King Henry got in the inside lane, probably make it 3.
All right, well, guess what though? Not to interrupt you, but you just mentioned King Henry. The man got caught by the speeding police.
Oh.
The 16 got speeding penalty. He has fallen to the back.
I just honestly kind of wonder if the 16 potentially was trying to make the 52 speed. I don't know if he was on his bumper. I can't necessarily say for sure. I don't think he was, but I mean, I don't know. Honestly, that's probably just the curse of the 16 truck. When I got all my speeding penalties, all my million speeding penalties, I was in that 16 truck, so I know what it's like. King Henry, I feel you for speeding on pit road, but yeah, it's. At least it's under caution. Every time I did it, it was never under caution.
Right.
I get screwed over more. But right now, he's at least with the field. It's just at the end of the stage. All he needs to do is just make up as much ground as he can. He doesn't even need to win the stage.
Right.
He just needs to make up as much ground as he can,
But
and then wait for the field to restack.
But you were just saying how aggressive the man is. He's one of the most aggressive guys in this truck series. So he is not going to be happy with just sitting back and letting the stage end and re-racking it at the start of stage number 3. But green flag is out. He's already making it 3 wide out back.
Yeah. Something tells me he's trying to kind of bush it, but Topster was probably not going to let him do that.
No, Topster put a block to him immediately.
Yeah, and it's smart of him.
Absolutely.
Smart of him, but he's going to try to go on the outside, especially with him being on. Oh, the Topster's around. Got on that curb.
I mentioned it. You can't go in too high. You hit the wall. You can't go in too low. You'll get on the curb, and these drivers are finding out just how low can you go.
Oh.
We got several trucks around out back.
I wonder, did the 16 hit the 1? 16 might have hit the 1. I don't know. Because the way this one guy hit, it looks like the 16 may have hit him, or if even it was netcode. Either way, there was some type of contact.
Caution is back out at the line. We are seeing right now, Dale, we mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Cautions breed cautions. Well, here we are. We are on caution number 5 here of the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. They were coming to 6 laps to go.
Nope, 5.
So 5 laps to go. They are going to be restacking it, getting it going here for a 5-lap shootout here to end stage number 2. We could not expect anything more here tonight. A track of the unknown. Well, these guys are putting on a show here tonight, but King Henry finds himself up to 7th already.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive move by him to go 3 wide going into turn 3. Yeah, he made it after he passed, I think it was 11 of Old School. He ended up making it 3 wide, going right on the inside of Gordon. And they went into the turn, and like I said, I don't know if King Henry touched him or if Gordon just... I don't know what happened, but it looked like the one got hit, and it got sent straight into the wall in turn 3. And it pretty much slowed him down. And that's pretty much all I saw. I didn't know if anyone else wrecked.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I can't answer that. Like I said, I didn't see it. But Tuck making that no pit stop call work as he is leading these guys under caution. Is he going to pit this time? He's kind of looking like it. He does not. Pierce knew it as well.
Oh.
We have got people hitting the pit road wall. The 16 of King Henry. More problems for the 16 truck.
Oh, the manual,
the game caution's out.
Man, y'all couldn't even keep it together right now.
Unbelievable.
I think it was more of a product of people faking it, and I think it just caused some contact. Though it was not necessarily any malicious intent. It was just, it was just stuff happening, you know. All it was. But with that being the case,
I'm waiting on word to see if this is going to be the end of stage number 2. Tennessee is going to let us know.
This is probably going to be a 2-lap shootout, if anything.
I think it's a quick 2-lap shootout. I think it's actually a 1.
Yeah, it might be a 1-lap shootout. King Henry is now in 5th place, and their Old School did not get a good restart at all.
Not to cut you off, but a 1-lap shootout here to end stage number 2. What a race! Major incidents out back.
That could cause a game caution right there. I don't know, but I don't know what happened. I do know, at least on my screen, that the 16 was all over the bumper to the 20. I think the 20. No, the 12 a buck stopper. So, if anyone caused it to be the 16, either that or buck stopper did.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is the 16, and here he is already. Tuck is not going to be nice. We heard post-race interview between these two last week at Darlington. Tuck is not happy with him. He can't do anything about it as King Henry is going to steal stage number 2.
Yeah, I'll be honest, going into turn 3.
He was down in the grass.
In turn 3, King Henry completely set it on the 2 and moved him up the track. I saw it from the 2 stream, so I can't confirm he did it. I'm just saying this right now. I would not be surprised if the 16 truck got wrecked before this race ends. Like, he's making a lot of enemies.
Absolutely,
right now.
And that is something that will be handled after this race because that is not something that we agree with in this league. Yes, race hard, absolutely, but when it comes to intentionally wrecking a guy and then admitting you were planning to wreck him like he did at Darlington last week, this will be handled after the race. I can guarantee you that. But King Henry stealing stage number 2.
I want to point out something we didn't say. Maury got 3rd place in that stage. Where did he come from? It was very unexpected, but he ended up stealing 3rd place from Pierce, actually. But it looks like Pierce is probably going to get 3rd back anyways. Interesting strategy. 16 decided to try to break up the draft, and
that is absolutely unacceptable. All right, back to the action here. As we are going to be handling some things at the end of this thing here in the last race of the regular season as Moore's back up into the wall. You were just saying he finished third. He's flipping.
Around.
Oh, he's flipping big time out back. Caution. Oh, he's on the pit road. He is dead out back. Oh,
no, that's a caution. Him and Bob Sapp are completely right. Yeah, that was a game caution.
He's going backwards on pit road. Oh, my God.
What? I don't see him on pit road. I'm going to be honest. I don't see anyone on pit road. I don't see more on pit road. He's on the track.
No, he's on pit road for me.
Well, you're just seeing different stuff. He is not on pit road for me.
Oh, he's in the pit box now for me. Did he go? I think he backed out. Did Moore back out?
He's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he left. This race may have been a little too chaotic.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen some very chaotic things, but Jay Black now out front here.
Yeah, he did not pit at all. But I wonder I don't know the 16 will be able to make it through right coming into turn 1.
No, I think
never mind.
Nothing absolutely against that 22 truck, but I think it depends on who is that control truck on that inside line, on whether or not that 3 wide does work. But he's making it work right now. So he does have the lead coming out of 2 with that 16 truck at the end, or coming down this backstretch.
Yep, 16's going to try to... Oh, J-Black with a good block.
Yeah, he did. And that's going to irritate that 16 truck. I'm looking for some aggressive driving, as we have seen all season long since he has joined this league. He has not been shy with that front bumper one bit.
I mean, you can honestly just take a bunch of clips from this race alone and probably make it seem like... Oh, 3 wide!
52!
They're 3 wide.
Oh, he's going to drive the way up. Jay Black into the wall. 52, not being nice at all. We talked about how he went down and basically moved Pierce and door slammed the 52. Well, a little payback there, I think, from that 52 truck.
Yeah, what kind of bothers me about, if it is payback, what kind of bothers me about it is that the 20 got involved, and I don't like innocent bystanders.
I was on the 20, and he just overdrove it. He was already up into the wall before any of that happened.
Right. Yeah, I just kind of feel it was more the fact that he made it 3 wide in the first place. Obviously, there wasn't any contact, so it doesn't bother me as much. But I'm just hoping in general that no bystanders actually does get involved when it comes to retaliation.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, no, like you said, he got into the wall. There wasn't anything to it. I just can't help but think the 3 wide was kind of what's made him do that. Because I don't think he completely expected it either. I don't know. Oh yeah, the 16 truck is most definitely catching him right now.
Absolutely, yes he is, but we're going to step away here for a quick intermission. You will not miss any of this side-by-side action here of the NEXXTCAR Racing League. We will be right back, so don't go anywhere. right, let's get back to the action here, as we have got a good battle up front, a 4-truck battle here, Dale. Tuck making it work, carrying some momentum here from his first win of the season last week at Darlington.
Yep, it was honestly one of the fastest trucks out there in Darlington. So it was most definitely deserved. And right now he's trying to show why he also has the fastest truck here today.
Yeah, no, and he is showing here tonight that he has still got that speed. You know, Tuck, like we talked about, he's one of those guys that currently finds himself back in 8th in the standings, but he is driving these last 2 weeks, Dale, like he is deserving of that regular season championship.
I mean, it's unfortunate, honestly, that as I'm pretty sure the leaders might be 3 wide or nearly 3 wide. But yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that he was subbing for most weeks, but not always, he probably would have been in contention with 10 and Pierce for that championship. But obviously stuff happens. But you know what? Was a regular season championship to the actual championship. So I don't think he's completely concerned about that. I'm sure with the momentum right here that he is. I think he's fine with what's happening right now. He has that speed right now to potentially even make it to the champion, or to maybe even pretty much contend in the Final Four.
Absolutely, because if he wins tonight, that is a huge momentum buildup, not only going into the playoffs, but to carry through the playoffs. I mean, we have got a great schedule in these playoffs ahead of us. So, you know, there's a couple tough tracks. I mean, Dover's in there. That is in round 2, though. But round 1, I'm trying to pull up the schedule here now. But
should be Iowa and Talladega.
Iowa and Talladega, yes, sir, like you just said. So Talladega is one of those who knows what's going to happen races. That's basically a wild card race. In Iowa's a great track. I absolutely love Iowa. You know, that is one of those tracks in this game that they did get right. And that high line, if you run it correctly and don't get on that seam, that high line works perfectly, as Tennessee is now pulling away.
Yeah, I didn't even notice them getting into the lead. I'll be honest, I didn't even pay attention to that at all. But yeah, Talladega, who knows what's going to happen. Iowa, a great place to do it, but there's going to be some great drivers that he's going to have to contend with there. One of them being last season's winner of Pierce, who basically flat out dominated that race. So it's not going to be easy, but he can definitely get it done.
Oh, absolutely. And then round 2 is Watkins Glen and Dover. That is a very interesting round. You know, you got a road course, and then you got Dover, a track that I know a lot of guys struggle at, especially, you know, not throwing any shame out there to this guy, but our regular season leader right now, Tennessee, absolutely is atrocious at Dover. So, you know, that's kind of another one of those wild cards, you know, both of those tracks. You know, Tennessee loves Watkins Glen but hates Dover. So that is a big round to watch as well.
Yeah, that sounds very good at Watkins Glen. He might honestly be the favorite when we go over there. But like you said, he's not the greatest there. I think when you said that, that might have been a little personal to 10. I'll be honest, I might even throw a team in the shade there. Yeah, 10's not that great. Last season, though, he did race with a wheel, so he was even worse. And I mean that with emphasis. But hopefully this time he's racing with a controller, so I think he won't be as bad as he thinks it is. As long as it's not as bad as what happened last season, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he'll be fine, I should say. My bad.
Absolutely, and, you know, sticking with the NEXXTCAR tradition of a 2-race championship round, it is Texas and Phoenix. 2 extremely different tracks from each other. So that's anyone's as well. Whoever makes that Final Four, the way we do it in NEXXTCAR is whoever has the most points throughout both of those races is your champion. So it's not if you suck at, say, one track and unfortunately that's the championship race, you're not screwed. You have that second attempt, basically, a complete restart. So, you know, sticking to NEXXTCAR tradition, both series, the Trucks and Cup, are having a 2-race championship round.
Yeah, Texas. I haven't been in this league long enough to know this, but in the time I've been in trucks, Texas was never on the schedule. So it's at least been a while. If not, this is also the first time it's been on the schedule as well.
I believe it is the first time as King Henry hard into the wall coming out of 2.
Yeah, that allows Tuck to gonna pass him for a second. But yeah, with that being a first, it's almost gonna be like another Indianapolis, another race like this where there's gonna be a lot of unknown, except maybe even more chaotic since it's a Final Four race. And then Phoenix, well, it's Phoenix. So we kind of know what to expect here.
Absolutely.
It's kind of, it races like a short track, and yeah, we'll see what happens at that track.
Yes, sir. But let's go ahead and let's do something we have not done yet. Let's do our through the field as green flag pits. Actually, let's hold off. Green flag pit stops are starting, so we're not going to do our through the field real quick because we will lose track of stuff. So, like we said, green flag pit stops. Tobster, Buck Stopper. I believe someone
Jay
ahead
Black.
of him. Jay Black. Is that who's behind him?
Yeah, Jay Black's behind him.
Okay, so yeah, Jay Black, and then I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
That's more.
James Snow made his as well.
Did he?
I believe so. I think when I was
No, he's on
scrolling
track.
through, yeah, but I think when I was scrolling through, he was coming off. I could be wrong.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
do have a history of being wrong, but G Pre making that pass on the 22. That's someone we haven't really talked about. How do you think he's doing this fuel strategy right now?
Well, with how far off he is, I think he is at least trying it. I don't know I think with the one caution I don't remember if we even had a caution. But if we did have a caution,
this
I
stage we
think
have not.
Oh, we have not. Okay, so like you mentioned before, there's a chance to do strategy here. So I think with how far he is away from the leaders, that he is most definitely trying to implement that strategy right now. The only thing that I want to say concerns me, but, well, I guess, well, no, because G3 is decently far back. He's not the farthest back, but, I mean, I guess on the straightaways you can see the leader still. So he's not far back. He's not terribly far back. I think he'll be fine. It just might be a little more close, considering this is it's almost a super speedway, but yeah. Honestly, with him being right behind the 22, he might be trying to use him as draft so he can save even more fuel. At least if I'm listening about, that's what I do right now.
Right, and 14 laps to go. We are getting word that 4 truck is coming in this time. He is your current race leader. 14 laps to go. How does this play the hand of everybody behind him?
I mean, I think everyone might have to come here.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm pretty sure both of their lights are on, me, tires and fuel lights are on, so I don't think there's really much any, One thing that I do want to see, though, is that, will any of these leaders get a black flag
I'm kind of wondering that, too. We've seen that 16 truck. Oh, Tennessee! I think he may have sped. I think that 4 truck, he came in hard. He hit the inside wall. I don't know if that was in an attempt to slow himself down in time. We are going to be waiting word to see if that 4 truck had a clean stop.
Well, the 1 truck's also in, so it doesn't seem like the 1 truck is doing much strategy right now, at least. Granted, if there's 14 laps to go, there's no reason to do strategy. There's not enough time for it. But
breaking news. Speeding penalty on the number 4 Toyota Tundra of Tennessee Titan. He came into the pits, your leader, and he had a speeding penalty. Unbelievable. We saw the 16 speed earlier. He has since rebounded. He did not speed this time, but the 4 truck caught speeding with 12 laps to go. I'm sorry, 13 laps to go.
Yeah. Now, I guess at this point, if he doesn't get a caution, his race is screwed. He has to hope for a caution, in which I don't know if it'll come out with how spread out everyone is. But, who knows? Who knows? Especially if, with the 52 and the 16 right near each other.
Yeah, they are.
Anything can happen.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
We see it kind of reach a boiling point last week at Darlington. These two are basically the worst of friends that you could possibly be right now. We saw a little bit of an issue earlier in stage number 2 between these two, and I can guarantee you that 52 truck of Tuck is not going to be friendly to the back bumper of that 16 truck. There is some payback coming and some payback brewing between these two.
I don't understand why you call them friends. I don't know if I even call them frenemies at this point. I think it's just straight on enemy to enemy.
It's a love-hate relationship.
I just want to know where the love part's at, I'll be honest.
Now, if you're that 16 truck, do you want to be leading right now? You know that bumper's coming. It's kind of... his Tuck's going to get in the wall there. But it's kind of guaranteed if that 52 truck's close enough, he's going to use that bumper. Now, if you're that 16 truck right now, do you let that 52 truck go by and run him back down later so you can be the giver and not the receiver of the bumper? Or if you're the 16, do you kind of accept the fact that, hey, Tuck's a nice guy, he ain't going to use that bumper? Is that a gamble you're willing to pay right now?
That is very hard to choose. I will say this for the 16 truck, though. He did pull away from a 3-truck pack, albeit the pack wasn't organized much at all. But he still did pull away. It's not like he doesn't have that much speed. Tuck makes one small mistake and it's not in a draft. The 16 truck might end up pulling away.
Right.
So that might be what the 16 truck is kind of hoping for. But I don't know how well this is going to be. And... yeah, I don't know. This is going to be very interesting. And also be very more interesting if these two really do battle and the 2-truck who is losing like a teeny bit of time. Not much to make a noticeable difference, but what seems to be a teeny bit amount of time. I mean, if they make a mistake, he can most definitely come in and pounce on them.
Right, absolutely. If these guys go into turn number 3 or 4 and wreck each other... well, that 2-truck could come away with this win. So, the 52 is side by side now with that 16. So
yeah, this just helps them. This just helps the 2-truck right now, especially if 52 does he try for a crossover? Oh no, the 16 truck I think just completely blocked the crossover attempts.
9 laps to go this time by, Dale. We are in for the last 9 laps of the regular season, and possibly these could be the most entertaining 9 laps of the season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially with two people who don't very much like each other. As the 16 overdrives the corner, all I'm going to say is this side-by-side is most definitely looking good in the eyes of the 2-truck, as it looks like he's closing on him now. And I'll be honest, that 2-truck, who I don't think had the greatest amount of speed in the day, I mean, this man has found something to potentially get a lot of speed, or enough speed to where he can potentially hang with these guys. But, like, the drafting that they somewhat do, the 16 to 52 truck do, it's not necessarily helping his case. The 2-truck is catching up. I think that is kind of noticeable, but he is about a second away from him. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and here comes Tuck. He tried that outside line a little bit. Wasn't really working, so he is now moved to the inside here. So, little bit of... he's going to clear the 16 here through turn number 1.
I'm going to have my eyes on this the stream from the 2-truck. Maybe more for the data, but he is within a second. He's gained a couple tenths on these guys with them battling so much.
Right.
It's only a matter of time as long as he doesn't make a mistake before he can catch up to these guys and even get the draft. Especially if they're racing like this. Now, if they magically stop racing like this, it's not going to happen. But I think that's a 0% chance of happening.
Oh,
I guess it also depends on
get on that rumble strip a little bit and slide up. No contact made, it didn't look like, but he definitely did slide up a little bit there. Ooh. Oh! I thought they were going to take each other out there. Tuck not giving up that bottom line.
doing that 2-truck weave, one going from right to left, the other left to right. My goodness.
Yeah, that was close because with this game, there is that safety bubble. They had to have come very close to making contact there. How many laps?
Yeah.
7 laps to go here.
Yep, a lot of time left, honestly.
Yes, it is. And if you're Pierce, you have got to be patient. I know you want to push it hard, but these guys are going to get racy up here in front of you. Coming to 6 to go. You have got to be patient. You're in their draft. You're with them. You got to wait for your time to jump on it.
He is, to clarify, he's not in the draft. He's a few times from it.
Okay.
And I think he's doing a great job of being patient. Like, he's overshot the corners a few times, but other than that, he stayed within a 2nd to a 10th range away from second place and first place. So he is getting there slowly but surely. It's just how more aggressive will the 16 and 52 get, especially here side by side. They're gonna be slower, as well, unless the 52 clears the 16, but that's not gonna happen.
No, and that 52 truck is being very aggressive with these swervings to make sure he does not give up that inside line, but he is going to lose it here, looking for a crossover move coming off of turn number 4 as they are coming to 5 laps to go, and there's the crossover.
Yeah. I don't know if the 2 trucks honestly has the speed. They're battling hard, but he is not gaining time much at all. It's somewhat due with the consistency he has, but, well, with the 16 truck going back that far,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's trying to lay back here and get a big run down this long backstretch or what, but, yeah, he definitely did fall off a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Does he give the bumper? I didn't think so. I think he was a little too far. But I think the 2 truck might be even closer, unless the mind
he's closer.
Yeah, he's closer to that. Yeah, he's 8 tenths away from the leader, maybe even 7, because his stream is obviously farther back from
for sure
than right here. But he's near drafting range. He is so near it. And with what? How many laps to go? Are we on 3? No, 4. Yep, 4. He's about to be there. He has enough time, especially with how big this track is. 4 laps is still a decent amount of time for any track, but on this track, there's a lot of time.
Absolutely. It's a 2.5 mile track. And the 2 is coming. He is now 2 or 3 truck lengths behind that 16.
Yep, and not only that though, but I saw on the back straight that there was lap traffic. Could that play a factor?
Yeah, there are some
especially
guys
with it being the 22
pit road. So
22's right there.
All right, race control telling these lap cars to drop out of the way. Let's see if they do it. But they have been told to get out of the way and let these. You see James Snow way down on that bottom, but now he's going to drift up. Where do the leaders go?
Stu overshot the corner again.
Now he's getting back down on the apron. All right, there he goes.
He slowed down.
On the brakes, letting these 3 go ahead. Coming to 2 laps to go this time. I was going to say, race control told them to drop out of the way. So they had better as he's going way out of the way through the grass back there. But the 2 truck's really falling back now.
He overshot turn 1 by a mile.
Again?
Yeah, he was nearly on the high side for that whole corner. It did not. It's his consistency. He has speed. It's just his consistency is pretty bad. It's pretty not good enough to win a race here. And yeah,
come to 2 to go this time, right? 2
so now within drafting distance
to go.
Yeah, not within drafting distance at all. He's there, but like I said, not within drafting distance. It's just. He's just struggling right now, but you know what? I think the 16 is doing what you kind of wanted him to do. Give him the position, and then on the last lap.
Yep, because that 16 has showed he definitely has the speed. And let's be honest, you really want that 52 truck behind you if you're trying to win here. Like you said, they're not they're not friendly at all towards each other at all. And when it comes down to the last lap, well, the 16 has showed what he's willing to do to not only that 52 truck, but to anybody who is between himself and that checkered flag. But white flag is out here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the NEXXTCAR Truck Racing League. First time here tonight. 16's going to drive it in deep. He's going to get underneath the 52.
That doesn't do much with it.
No, 52, big run.
Yeah, I don't know if the 16 gave him a bumper, though, through that whole turn. I'll be honest, I don't think we can necessarily... I mean, we can't necessarily count the 2 out, but he's not going to get him on speed. He's nowhere near in the draft. But turn 3 is going to be the interesting lap as he's
trying to give him the bumper. There it is.
Oh, he did. He did. It did not work out for him at all.
Tuck.
He might have hit the wall.
Doing everything he can, swerving back and forth to block him. More bumper coming out. He's going to leave the door open up on the bottom.
Oh,
he is going to hold him off, though. Tuck goes back to back with the win.
What defense by Tuck, if I'm being honest here.
Unbelievable.
What defense? He played that well. I'll be honest, I think the 60 might tap the wall coming out of 3. I think that's what kind of did it for him.
What a finish, Dale. For our first time ever at Indy, this track needs to be on all future schedules because this was one of the best racing we have seen all season long.
Yeah, then you had the one just casually wreck as he's crossing the start finish line. I don't know if he just decided to wreck by himself or what, but I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Absolutely, and we're going to get your top 3 finishers in here along with our regular season champion, Tennessee Titan.
First 4.
Who left the party? Copy that. Maybe. Alright, well, we're going to try to get your top 3 finishers in here. We've been told that 16 truck has left the chat. So.
Well, I mean, he did say he was going to cry if he didn't win the race, so.
He did.
Last week, so maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're going to see here, before we get these drivers in here, who put down the fastest lap of the race.
Man, this is going by really long.
It is. I don't know if someone else is. I'm sure. I can't say
I think
that.
it might have been Buckstopper. I think it was Buckstopper. No, I think it was Buckstopper because I think he may have right. He was showing a lap down. I don't think he was a lap down before, and he was in front of the leaders. Like he was in view of the leaders. So he may have wrecked on the last lap.
Are we getting word that Tennessee into number 4 at the fastest lap? He did.
Yeah.
Wow. But all right. Do not go anywhere because these are going to be some post-race interviews you are not going to want to miss as we close out the regular season of the Truck Series here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We will be right back with your top 3 finishers and your regular season champion. Don't go anywhere.
Well, oh, that's right. That's who didn't also make it. The 88.
I am here.
All right, welcome back to the post-race interviews. Let's get it started with the man going back-to-back here to end the regular season, getting it done at Darlington last week, and pulling off a miraculous victory here tonight with some of the most aggressive defensive driving we have ever seen, but he made it work cleanly for him. That is Tuck. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, Ronnie? Hopefully that race was exciting for you guys as it was for us.
Oh, it was absolutely exciting. This race needs to be on the schedule for all future seasons because this provided some of the greatest racing we have ever seen here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. How were you able to get it done here tonight? A track that we have never went to before. How were you able to hold off King Henry and get it done?
Tell you what, man, I'll say this: it's the most focused I've ever been in a race. But I give me and Henry props. We battled it out for a good last run the whole time. So that was fun. But I think it could have been a 3-car battle if 10 wouldn't have sped coming to the pit road. But congrats to him though on the regular season championship. But man, it feels good to get back to back though. So.
Absolutely, man. You came into the race tonight sitting 8th in the points, tied with Gordon with 340 points. What kind of a momentum does I know we talked a little bit about it, pre-race, but now that it's completely done and you have gone back-to-back, now what kind of momentum does it give you heading into the playoffs?
I mean, I think just confidence. I mean, I really haven't looked at the schedule coming up, but like winning brings confidence and it brings good vibes. So I feel like getting these 2 wins, actually going full time, batting 1,000 full time as a full time driver. So I think it's a good way to go into the playoffs, and hopefully we can carry that success maybe to a postseason championship.
Absolutely, yeah. Round 1 is Iowa and Talladega. How do you feel about trying to make it 3 in a row at Iowa?
I like Iowa. I think it's going to be a position track. I mean, you can work the top and the bottom there, so it's going to be multiple grooves. So we'll see how that goes. And for Dega goes, I mean, it's going to depend on who's pushing you, who's in front of you, and how that's going to work. I mean, in Cup, me and Tennessee tried the outside on the last lap, and we were 3rd and 7th and 8th. So it just depends. So.
Absolutely, man. Well, you got it done here tonight in a very exciting finish, but let's move on to the guy who finished 2nd, King Henry. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. So, 2 races in a row now of finishing 2nd to Tuck. How are you going to be able to quote-unquote rebound? It's not really rebound because you finished 2nd in both races, which is absolutely amazing. But how are you going to be able to put this behind you and get yourself back to victory lane after winning your first 2 races, but now finishing 2nd 2 in a row?
Well, first off, I want to give props to Tuck. That was absolutely insane battling from the whole race. That was pretty dope between me and him. 2 truck, 4 truck. That was amazing racing. Probably the most amazing racing I've had at my home track. Definitely wanted to win that one, but I can't really say I could have done anything differently there. So just gonna go into Iowa with the same mindset. Keep trying to trophy hunt, and if it happens in the same way next week, I won't be upset because that was absolutely epic.
Absolutely. That was going to be my next question was there anything that you could have done different on one of those dip and dives that Tuck was doing? Was there anything different you could have done to get by him for that victory?
There's always in every race that you lose, there'll be those times, I could have done this, I could have done that. Could I have side drafted them a little bit more? Yes. Could I have done sent it into turn 3 a little bit deeper? Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. And he ran a perfect line. He was running the line that I love to run. and it worked. That's how you run Indy. That's how the real life people run Indy. You got to block those runs, and if you have the bottom, the odds are the guy going around the top ain't going to get you. So he ran it perfectly. So I don't think I could have done anything different.
Absolutely, man. Well, you congratulated Tuck, and I would like to congratulate both you guys because you guys put on one hell of a show here. Not just in the third stage, but the entire race. You guys battled it out. You kept it extremely clean, and you guys just put on one heck of a show for us up here in the booth and all the fans watching.
Stage 2, we even had a pass in the freaking grass in turn 4. It was insane. I won't clip that and send it to the chat because that was dope.
I think we were 3 wide at one point too, and somehow made it work.
Y'all were 4 wide at one point. Y'all were 4 wide, trying to get around that 22 truck. And that's something else I would like to bring up. And all three of you guys can really pitch in here before we move on with our post-race interviews. But how were each one of you guys able to get around that 22 truck? Not just once, not twice, but 3 times after the man did not pit twice and took 2 tires one time. I know, King, you restarted directly behind him on 2 of those restarts. So how were you guys able to finagle your way around him and not wad up the entire field heading into turn 1?
Well, for one, it was 4 times. I was behind him 3 times, and every single time I took the exact same approach. I
will say this too for James though too. He did hold his line pretty much for those times. It kind of scared a couple times if we move up, but I think he did a good job. So.
Yeah, and to defend him, he had some good speed this race. Like, he actually had some good speed. I know he forgot to pit twice and then took right, so I don't know about that call. But, he was a good racer today, so I don't blame it. I'm not going to hate on a guy's strategy.
For sure.
To get by him, that was just very carefully. I respect King because there's twice where he brought it 3. I just don't like doing that. So I just kind of was really careful around James and just eventually passed him when he washed up both times. But, that was an interesting little wild card of this race. It was a fun experience.
Absolutely. You guys definitely made it fun for us up here. King, one last question for you, buddy. Pit road was not the friendliest to you tonight. You sped onto there one time, then you hit the pit road wall once. How were you able to rebound from that one?
The penalty and that happened at the exact same time. Honestly, I took it 3 wide on Gordon. Literally, that was probably one of the most insane moves because there's I think it was an 11 truck behind us, and then Gordon was 2 wide in front of me. I put the truck right between them 2 and went all the way down to the bottom, and then that caution came out and I hit the inside wall. I was still 8th and my tires weren't bad, so I just kept going. That's when we had that 1 lap dash. Honestly, it was just full send, just trying to get back to the front, take any gap that's there.
Absolutely. Well, you got it done. Great job on a 2nd place finish, and let's move on to your 3rd place finisher, Pierce. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, man?
I'm good. All right. Well, you knew what you had to do tonight to try to battle Tennessee for that regular season championship. Unfortunately, you wound up a little short there. You were behind the leaders, but unable to get it done. He did have that speeding penalty, which would have helped you. But how does this, going into the playoffs, sitting 2nd versus 1st, does that help you a little bit? Does that kind of build up a little more of, I need to get better? Or how does this affect you heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, first off, congrats to Tennessee on the championship. He deserved it. He was by far the most consistent driver all year. But
I would disagree with that. I mean, you're sitting 2nd with no wins.
I didn't say I wasn't consistent. I just said he was up there.
Uh-huh.
But he definitely deserves it. He was able to find victory lane a couple times where obviously I didn't. But overall tonight, as far as the race goes, I finished. When the race started, if you'd have told me I'd have got 3rd place, I'd have been content with it. Which I am. Because Indy in the past has not been too kind to me, but I did get the truck better as the race went on. And if I wouldn't have slapped the wall in turn 1 when we were putting the 22 a lap down, maybe something different would have happened. We'll never know.
For sure. How do you feel about the first round of the playoffs, Iowa and Talladega?
Well, Iowa, I'm definitely looking forward to because, well, Tim knows he was in the field. I kind of dominated that race last year, so we're definitely looking forward to that. And Talladega's Talladega, so we're just going to hope we do good enough at Iowa to not have to worry about Talladega.
Absolutely. And one last question for you, buddy. We talked about it. You can't, going into the playoffs with no wins, but yet you find yourself second. You were a complete 100 points above the guy in third, which was D-Blood. How were you able to put yourself in that position to battle a guy that had 2 wins this season, and yet you were still up there with him, only separated by 20 points? How were you able to get it done the entire regular season?
Yeah, well, it definitely helped finding stage wins, and, it was, as we kind of just touched on a little bit ago, consistency. It was honestly all year long. It was a bad race if I finished outside the top 3 or 4.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's why I said that you definitely were the most consistent all regular season, because that is not an easy feat at all.
Obviously, if I'd have been a little bit better on road courses, then we probably would have had a shot there because I was pretty bad at the road courses. But overall, we were pretty solid. So maybe if I was a little better there, it would have been a fight going to this race to see who could have won that championship.
Absolutely, man. Well, y'all definitely put on a good show here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So congratulations. I'm sure you're going to head into the playoffs with a full head of steam, and I cannot wait for that first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was definitely fun to drive.
Well, absolutely. That is definitely one broadcast you're definitely going to have to go back and watch, because it was insane all the way from the drop of the green flag to the checkered.
Yeah, I'll say it was entertaining from the driver's seat, too.
Oh, I have no doubt. But let's move on to our regular season champion, Tennessee Titan. What's going on, man?
Well, Ronnie, just got a new ring to add to the collection, so nothing much.
All right, man. You came into this race sitting 20 points above Pierce for that championship. You sped onto pit road in the closing laps at Indy. How does that make you feel?
Well, Ronnie, some things never change. 2 weeks in a row, Tuck comes out and wins the race. 2 weeks in a row, King gets second. And 2 weeks in a row, I choke a race. Some things just never change. Some things never change. But when I sped on pit road, I knew it was going to be tough, because I knew if Trenton won the race, I was doing math in my head and stuff, and it was going to be close. I just had to continue to run okay, and I crawled all the way back up to 4th there at the end. That's a massive comeback. That pretty much solidified I got it. So it was a fight and a half, and like Trenton said, if he'd have been a little bit better at road courses, I think this would have been a little bit closer. But he definitely was the most consistent racer out of the year. Props to the guy. Hell of a competitor. We're talking about if he's literally a corner away from winning Michigan. If he wins that race, we could be talking about him winning the championship. So, hell of a fight, and thank you, Trenton, for keeping it interesting. Hell of a guy. Love you, man.
Yeah, quit bringing up those bad memories, though.
All right, man. What kind of momentum does this build up for you heading into the playoffs, winning this regular championship?
Well, the last 2 races, like I said, have been rough because I've choked away some. I feel like I should have had a good chance of winning, but I feel like it's a big confidence boost. Like, I just kind of proved myself, and everyone, I'm actually half decent at the game. I'm not fully trash all the time. So I definitely think it's going to be a big thing. We're entering Iowa, which lately I've deemed this track Pierce's playground for how good he is there. So he'll be the truck to beat next weekend, but it should be an interesting one. Then we got Talladega, and you never know with Talladega, but thankfully I got some nice playoff points for that round.
Absolutely, and we talked about it pre-race, but that final playoff spot going to that 22 truck. But you guys put on one heck of a show, the entire regular season, especially tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Real quick, I know you guys have kind of hit on it, but Iowa, what is your confidence like next week?
For me personally, scale 1 to 10, I feel like I'm probably about an 8. I really like Iowa. Iowa's a fun track. I'd feel more like a 9, 9.5 if that 2 truck wasn't there, though. So hopefully I can bring this 4 truck home with a pretty solid finish. My goal next week is probably just to be top 3. And hopefully I don't have to stare at that dude's bumper all race, but that might happen.
What you got, Tuck?
Yeah, I think Iowa's not a bad track for me. So get some good stage points and try to make it a 3-peat. So hopefully it ends up good for the 52 truck.
Yes, sir. What you got, Pierce?
Yeah, of course, Iowa, like Tim's already mentioned, I won that race by a pretty comfortable margin last year. So confidence factor is definitely pretty high for me going into it. So we're going to hope at the bare minimum we can get a lot of stage points and hopefully at least a stage win or 2, preferably the win. But we'll see how things play out.
Absolutely. Well, I have no doubt it's going to be a very interesting race as well. Dale, you got anything for our top 2 finishers since King backed out in Tennessee, our regular season champion?
I don't have questions, but I do want to say congratulations on making the playoffs. Obviously, it's within leagues in general, it's not the hardest, but obviously it's not the easiest either. I know you guys are going to go far. All I'm going to say is put on one heck of a show for us to watch here, and if you don't, I'm not going to be happy.
After this race, I can't think. I don't believe we'll put on a boring show in the playoffs. This one was crazy, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
Consider
I
this
better
a
not.
precursor. That's true.
Yeah, it better be exciting.
This is just the appetizer. Just wait.
I'm just happy Dale had some comments this time.
There it is.
Some props.
There it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
get your shit straight.
Yep.
Hey, how about you win a? No, I'm kidding.
There it is.
I can't even say that. I can't even say anything because I didn't win a race last season. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for one of the most exciting races we have seen all season long. That wraps the regular season, and we end it with Tennessee. You're back-to-back. You won it last season, correct?
Ranger won the regular season championship last year.
Okay.
Barely, but he soaked that one out.
Gotcha. So, Tennessee getting that regular season champion. And let's see what these guys do in the playoffs starting next week at Iowa. If it's anything like tonight's race was, we are in for one heck of a treat. So tune in next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here to see these guys go head-to-head in the playoffs and who can secure themselves a spot in the next round. That is going to do it for myself and Dale from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Have a good one, everybody.
Quick one for the fans. Woo! Let's go! Back for more, baby!